Welcome to the Microwave Kicks. Today we're talking about all things transfers, and there have been some emerging stories in the transfer market. And first off, we're starting with the Jadon Sancho story. All right, remember Jadon Sancho scored a beautiful goal to help Chelsea secure the Conference League. It was an amazing goal. That goal would revive him staying at Chelsea. And as reports coming out from Chelsea states that Chelsea actually wants him to stay, but there's a condition. Now, let's start with the report from Fabrizio Romano. It says Chelsea are in active talk with Jadon Sancho's agents to understand the salary requests as crucial points ahead of the final decision on players' future. Okay, Chelsea won't match Jadon Sancho's current salary at Manchester United. Talks to follow and decision will be made in a few days. So, as it stands right now, Chelsea want Jadon Sancho to stay. To me, I think that was a good move. Initially, I've been one of the persons who have actually criticized his performance because he came with a huge reputation after playing the Champions League final last season with the Borussia Dortmund and coming back to England. He didn't work out at Manchester United. Now he had to find a solution away from Manchester United. He came to Chelsea, but he has to prove something. He has to prove Erik ten Hag wrong, who sent him on loan. Now coming to Chelsea with a little price tag attached to his loan spell, that's 25 million. And if Chelsea doesn't really want him, Chelsea could actually send him back with a 5 million fine. All right, so I think it's a bargain for Chelsea keeping him because this is a very good player who is also an England international as well. But Chelsea right now are playing in the Champions League, so that's another twist. That's another way of keeping him in the squad, meaning he could play as a squad player. He's a player who could come into the game and change the game like he did in the Conference League final. So I think keeping him will be a good option for Chelsea. I think he's a kind of player who could improve. He's still a young player as well. We know what he's capable of, because being in Chelsea right now, that £350,000 you're being paid at Manchester United is not guaranteed. We know how it was with Manchester United paying players that certain amount of money. For Chelsea don't pay that amount of money. The highest Chelsea could pay is Chelsea is actually paying players due to performance-related payments. And I think Chelsea has the salary cap. That's one of the reasons Victor Osimhen deal is stalling with Chelsea, and Chelsea are actually going for other targets who could fit into their wage structure. So I think, to me, Jadon Sancho's staying will be a very good fit for Chelsea, and it will be a very good deal for him as well, because if he leaves Chelsea and probably goes back to Manchester United, he might be sold to Borussia Dortmund, and there's no way he's getting quarter of that amount he's being paid right now. So I think it will be a very good one for him to stay at Chelsea, be a squad player, help the team, keep growing, keep improving. You are in a place where you feel loved, you're in a place where you feel safe, you're in a place where you have friends, who you've played together with in the national team before, and there's opportunity for you to get back into the national team if you perform so well in a club like Chelsea. So I think it will be a good move for him to stay, and he just has to reduce his salary. I think he has to. He doesn't have a choice right now. If he wants to stay in this particular club where he has felt love, where he wants to perform, where he wants to show his worth, I think he has to reduce his salary. Now to the next reports coming from Mail Sports. Chelsea are weighing up an approach for Everton centre-back Jarrad Branthwaite, but David Moyes is reluctant to sell him. I think Jarrad Branthwaite is a very good player, and Chelsea needs an experienced defender, going into the Champions League. Chelsea need a player with experience in that defense, and I think Jarrad Branthwaite will be a good signing. Why? Because I've seen him play. He's a very good player who is two-footed. He's a very tall player who aerially is dominant. He's a player who will bring quality to the defense, but is it what Chelsea need right now? That's the question. To me, if this deal is secured, I think it will be a good deal. Why? Because right now Chelsea is a club that is appealing to players right now, in terms of the fact that we have qualified for the Champions League, and players right now wants to play in the Champions League. So Chelsea right now are automatically look so attractive to players. So right now, if he comes, it will be an upgrade to the defense we already have. Aerially, he's good. He is aggressive. He knows how to put in the tackles. He's one of the reasons Everton are really not conceding too much goals this season. If you watch Everton games, you know how Everton is defensively very, very solid. But for Chelsea to buy a defender, Chelsea has to sell. The likes of Bedashile has to go. I think he is an upgrade for Bedashile, obviously. He is an upgrade for Bedashile. So to me, I feel he's not going to come on a cheap. That's for a fact. And if you don't buy player on the cheap, you can keep them on the bench like that. So Chelsea are actually going for this core of players where everybody has the ability to compete for a place in the team. Nobody is a guaranteed starter. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like a real guaranteed starter that you know that, okay, if you're not on form, you can still start and all of that. So I think if he comes, he will have his own opportunity to play. Like I said, it will be a good buy, but he will not come cheap. Will Chelsea be ready to splash that cash? Share your thoughts in the comments. Another Chelsea-related report is Chelsea are interested in Hato from Ajax. We all know Ajax is like the La Masia. You know, Ajax is a very good, one of the best academy in Europe, if not the best. They've produced brilliant players all over the year, the young and the rest. Brilliant players all over the years. And for a player coming out from that academy, who this season was given the best young player in the Eredivisie, is a player who has made over 100 appearances for, Ajax. Is a player at 19 years old. Is a player who has been in Ajax for a very long time as a boy, so he has learned the ropes. He has learned how to be a very, very good defender. He plays at left back and he has a second position, which is a centre back as well. If he's coming to Chelsea, he will be an understudy to Cucurella. So I think it will be a good deal because Chelsea are playing the Champions League. Chelsea will be competing in 4 different competitions for next season: the Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League. So right now it is not the Conference League where you have to play a weaker side. You have to play your best team in the Premier League and also in the Champions League. And like I said, you need qualities in every position. You need depth, you need qualities. Right now it's only Cucurella playing the left back. He doesn't have like a replacement or a competitor or somebody to come in for him when he's not available. The best person to bring in right now is a young, promising player. It's unfortunate Chelsea are not looking back at the academy, but bringing somebody like Hato into the team is somebody that can invert, is somebody that is good defensively. 1v1 is very good. So bringing him into the team would be a very good addition to that squad, because when you have another person that is like Cucurella, aggressive going forward, aggressive defensively, knows how to invert, knows how to make those passes, I think it's a very good deal, because Cucurella could, be tired playing in the Champions League, and probably we're playing a weaker side in the Premier League, even if there's no really weaker side like that, but he could still deputize for 30 minutes, 40 minutes in the game. So I think it would be a very good deal if Chelsea finally bring in Hato. Also, Liverpool are also interested in him, so Chelsea really needs to act fast to bring in this player. He has not played in the Champions League before. He doesn't have Champions League experience. He has played in the Europa League. He has played in the Eredivisie. Like I said, on the appearance already for Ajax. So I think it will be a very good deal to bring him in. Another report for today is Chelsea are actually interested in Gyokeres. So think as a Chelsea fan that signing the lap was like it, I think we need to rethink, because Chelsea are also interested, asking for informations for Gyokeres. I don't need to talk about Gyokeres. We've already spoken about Gyokeres, how good he is. His numbers speak for himself this season. Such a fantastic player, such a goal poacher, and out and night number 9, somebody who can play off the back of a defender, coming into the pitch and cause trouble for the opposition. To me, I think that would be a very good signing. But is it what Chelsea wants? That's the question. That's what remains. That's the question. Bringing the lap in, so that means the lap will be like an understudy to Gyokeres. That means Jackson might leave, and reports I'm getting today is Manchester United are interested in Jackson. So it will be a very huge summer ahead. So I think if Chelsea gets Gyokeres, I think we've done a fantastic business in terms of the attacking departments for Chelsea. Chelsea are also interested in Rodrigo. I did a video concerning Rodrigo. You could please check that out. So if Chelsea go for Gyokeres and eventually signs Gyokeres, remember Chelsea are playing in the Champions League and in the Premier League, so that would be a very, very huge signing for Chelsea. Another report elsewhere is Bruno Fernandes is considering leaving Manchester United to Alhilal. Bruno Fernandes has has an interest in Alhilal, the biggest club in Saudi Arabia, who wins trophies every season, and what they are offering him is mouth-watering. Over 100 million for Bruno Fernandes. They said he has a week to give a response back. That would be like a 700k weekly tax-free. So that is a very, very huge deal for Bruno Fernandes. At this point, Manchester United will not play in Europe next season. Manchester United will be nowhere playing in the Champions League or the Europa League or the Conference League, you know, on where they finish this season. So I think since he is already 31, I think he just has to go take that money, because right now there's nobody bidding for Bruno Fernandes right now. He is the standout player for Manchester United this season. He's a very good player. He's the best player, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. So what do you expect? Offers will come, you know, from Saudi. You know, it is expected. But to me, I think he has to go, you know, take that money, because obviously Manchester United are really, really not going to be competing for any trophies next season. They're a team that is on the rebuilding phase. It needs time to start winning trophies again. They need time to build again. It's not something that, you know, it's a quick fix. No, it's not a quick fix. So I think, to me, he has played all he can play. He's played over 5 years in Manchester United already. I think he has to go, get paid, and, you know, help his family. And last report for today is concerning Manchester City. There's another Pep. There's another Pep coming to Manchester City, which is Pep Lijnders, the former assistant coach to Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool, will be Pep Guardiola's assistant coach. That's one thing with these big clubs. Once they have a bad season, when they have a bad season, they tend to rebuild. And Manchester City rebuilding now is actually coming from, because they started rebuilding from January. They brought in Kuzenov, they brought in the Egyptian Mamouche, you know, into the squad. You know, they brought in other players, Reyes and the rest. But right now they are looking back at the coaching, you know, styles. Some coaches have actually left. The Kennedy brother is going to be leaving as a player for Manchester City. Gundogan, I don't think he's going to be staying. And they're bringing in players. They brought in Lijnders already. I think he's going to sign in the next few days. The deal is already agreed. Lijnders is coming from AC Milan. So I think it's going to be a whole lot of change. I think the culture in Manchester City is actually changing. You know, Pep Guardiola bringing in another Pep, the former Jurgen Klopp assistant coach. That guy is a very, very good assistant manager. He is the eye for Jurgen Klopp those days in Liverpool. He's a coach that really understands how to read the game, and I think it will be a very good addition to the Manchester City squad. Pep Guardiola really needs a rebuild, and with the way Manchester City finished this season, obviously he needs a new hand. He needs a fresh start. It needs something different from the regular at Manchester City right now. You know, they didn't do so well this season, so I think it's going to be a very good deal for Pep Guardiola. But Manchester City are also interested in Ryan Cherki, very good player. He could be the replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. This particular transfer is not really heating up right now. It's not really too concrete, but I think Manchester City are interested and they might go for him. I think he will be a very good worthy replacement. It's coming on the cheap from Lyon, to be a very good replacement for Kevin De Bruyne if he goes to Manchester City. So I think it's going to be a good deal if Manchester City eventually pull the plug. Please tell me what you think about all these stories for today. Tell me what you think about Cherki, about Sancho, everything, Hato, every, you know, story I've actually brought out today. Please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do where to hit the subscribe button. Share this video. Until I come away again next time, I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.